The future of our workforce isn't just written in boardrooms or factories, but in the universities, classrooms, and various forums, as well as in the minds of education leaders. They are the real visionaries who are pushing the boundaries in terms of creating the right set of talent, skills for the future professionals. In this series, Shaping Tomorrow, we honor them. We speak to various vice chancellors, deans, academic heads, and career services heads to understand how they are reshaping the higher education landscape and creating the future talent workforce. Join us as we uncover how they are transforming higher education to meet the needs of tomorrow, because shaping minds today means shaping the future workforce, one that is ready for the challenges of tomorrow. This is not just a conversation about education. This is a conversation about the future. And in this inaugural series, we cover the Middle East region, starting with the United Arab Emirates. Welcome to Shaping Tomorrow by Board Infinity. Hi Vivek, welcome to Shaping Tomorrow by Board Infinity. It's a pleasure to have you here. I think you have been in the industry for some time in your early stages of your career, and then post that you decided to do your masters and join the academics world. What is interesting is you spend your time in UK and now in UAE, and you are right now the dean of Exeed institution. We would love to hear more about your work, and then we can start from there.
Thank you, Sumesh. Pleasure to be here. As you said, I am the dean of Exeed College, and it has been a while since I've been associated with Exeed. I started out my journey, so to speak, my career started when I did my masters in the UK, and then afterwards I went and did my PhD in international business, and from there on but I was a consultant before that. I started out as a small consultant in India, and then I kind of progressed on to the academia. So then I took up a position as a lecturer in Sheffield Business School, Sheffield Hallam University, based in Sheffield. That's when my academic career started. So after spending a couple of years in Sheffield, I had a chance to visit UAE, and that's when I was fascinated by the sort of the fast-paced environment, business-oriented environment of UAE. And so I was always sort of fascinated by this mix of business and academia, because I was always into enterprising projects. I was fortunate enough to be engaged in a lot of enterprising projects, because we had an enterprising academy in the UK. And so I was awarded the Enterprise Award from the Innovation Academy in Leeds at that time. So I got a chance to get into the idea of enterprising, and that's how I was fascinated by what was happening in UAE. And then I met some guys at Westford, and from there on my journey started with Westford Education Group in UAE, and it's been an amazing journey so far. So what I do in my capacity currently is that I'm the Dean of Academic and Student Affairs at Exeed College, and we are part of Westford Education Group, and I oversee the academic operations, quality, delivery, development of higher education programs within Exeed College. And we've got around 50, so to speak, 50 plus staff within the academic department at Exeed. So my role is about ensuring academic leadership. At the same time, I'm always also actively involved in pursuing partnerships with several universities and awarding bodies. You can call it as global outreach or international outreach or partnerships. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, great. So Exeed is part of the broader Westford Group.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see the journey of Westward. I still remember when I initially came to UA sometime back. I started seeing a lot of institution actually tagged to the Westward Group,
Yeah.
and then I had an opportunity to meet you and Sam, and got to know that this is actually created by first generation entrepreneurs, bankers who decided to
Yeah.
start an educational group some 7-8 years back. I think one of the very differentiated set of promoters, I would say, compared to, let's say, a foreign university setting up their branch campus or an Indian university trying to set up their campuses here. I think that this entire venture has been more entrepreneurial, I would say, creating a brand out of scratch and doing that. Tell us a little bit about Westward Group.
So, interesting question. You said started by a group of bankers. So I've always seen the journey of Westford as quite. I've always been fascinated by the journey of Westford. So, if you talk about Westford, it was founded by a group of um, uh, people who were in the banking sector. A group of brilliant people who were in the banking sector, and they experienced Western education initially, and they felt, why not bring it to the Middle East? So that was probably sort of the core idea of the sort of the seminal idea of Westward. That's how it started, and from there on, we started as Westford School of Management back in 2008. Our first partnership, UK partnership, was with the University of Wolverhampton.
Okay.
So we have 5 exec directors. Mr. Feroz, who is the group CEO right now. Then Mr. Hanil, Mr. Mashrook, and Mr. Samris, who is the CEO of Exeed College. And we also have Professor Anil, who is a retired colonel, who is the academic director of the entire group. So we started in 2008. A humble start with we started off delivering some Pearson programs, and I think our first partnership was with the University of Wolverhampton, and we kind of sort of you can say exploded after that. And one of the main reasons why we've been successful is because we've been able to cater to a wider demography, right? We were sort of the first to bring in the idea of synchronous online learning, and I would say definitely among the first 2% to bring in the idea of synchronous online learning in the Middle East and Northern Africa. So we were able to bring in all those partnerships and deliver those partnerships to working professionals. And with the model that we follow, we were able to cater to a wider audience in different countries. So Westford started with that, and then around 2016. We created Exeed. So Exeed stands for Executive Education, right? XEE, right? So Exeed's sole purpose is to serve the working professional population. So that's how we started Exeed as sort of an extension, a spin-off of Westford to cater to working professionals. And from there on, Exeed has grown to what it is today, which is Exeed College. So right now, if you look at the dimension of the entire group, we've got Exeed College, which focuses on executive education, and we've got 4 other entities within the group: Westford University College, Eton Business School, Dimond Institute of Management and Technology, live based in the academic city, and we've also got Uni Athena, which is a fully online platform. Okay, and out of these 5 exec directors, we have leadership kind of distributed evenly across different colleges.
Okay.
Like how I oversee the academics for Exeed College, we've got several other individuals who are academics who oversee the academics of different colleges. So Westford Group now has evolved into a huge group.
Yeah.
From humble beginnings of even when I joined back into 2016-17, we were just Westford School of Management with, I would say, not more than 80 or 70 employees overall.
Yeah.
Has evolved into a full-on education group with over 500 to 600 employees split around the world, with 4 to 5 colleges, with more than a dozen university and awarding body partnerships with students from more than 100 countries. So the growth has been phenomenal, and I've been, I would say, quite fortunate to be associated with the group. If you ask me what I feel, I would say that I feel lucky to have been in the right place at the right.
Right.
Yeah.
So great, Vivek. I think my next question is more around the programs that Exeed runs, right? So you said that you are focusing on working professionals.
Yeah.
What are those specific programs that you generally try to partner or pursue? Second, give us an idea about working professionals from what kind of countries, what kind of regions, and who do you typically kind of compete with for these programs, right? There's so many online programs.
Yeah.
And are there some core differentiators that Exeed really tries to focus on that has helped you succeed?
I think, great question. I have talked about this aspect so much over a lot of platforms and meetings and partnership meetings and so on and so forth. But I still enjoy talking about this. But I'll tell you why. Exeed is built on 3 main pillars, and that's actually the answer to your second question about working professionals. But we are built on 3 main pillars. These pillars are affordability, accessibility, and flexibility.
Okay.
All right. So where we come in, what makes us unique is that we are able to provide quality higher education. We are first of all able to make it affordable.
Right.
All right. So if you are a working professional, you are working every day. So you might not have the incentive to go to UK or US or Europe and take an year off and be a resident student and then do your degree and then come back to work. So that creates a gap in your career. So what we do is and of course, not to mention the amount of cost involved as a resident student, apart from the fee. What we offer is we take those programs and we offer working professionals at maybe 30% of the overall spend. We make it flexible. So we, with our unique synchronous online methodology, we are able to cater these programs to professionals from more than, I'm talking about Exeed College, for more than 60 countries.
Right.
And we offer live interactive sessions at different time zones. So right from a person, an operations manager sitting in Nigeria, to a pilot in South Africa, to a doctor in UAE, all of these guys are able to take these sessions in a very flexible manner without compromising on their work. And the third pillar is access. And because of the indigenous learning management system and Microsoft Teams has integrated into these systems, and because of the high-end technology that we use, these can be accessed by anyone at any time. Just to give an example, I was talking about pilots. I've always fascinated by the fact that we've had a lot of pilots doing our programs, and these guys tell us that because of the kind of system that you've created, we are able to attend classes in between our flight schedules.
Very nice.
So I always tell them, I hope you're not attending classes while you're flying. Okay? But these are the 3 pillars based on which our entire system is built, and this is our USP, and this is what makes us successful. And secondly, talking about initially I was talking about quality. The amount of quality that we bring in. So right now we've got partnerships with UK universities, UK awarding bodies such as Scottish Qualifications Authority, Plymouth Margin University. We've got partnerships with Spanish universities. We've got UCAM, which is one of the largest.
And these are all live online.
Live online. A private university in Spain. We've got a partnership with Wolf, largest university in Malta. We've got a partnership with Velvo Marconi University in Italy. So, and we've got a partnership with Sidioni, Malaysia. So several partnerships that we've established, and these are all actual higher education masters and doctorate programs and undergrad programs, which are being delivered by Exeed College. So the question really is, how do we deliver it? We through quality assurance processes, we become the transnational education partner or trainee partner for all of these universities.
Right.
So essentially, a student gets awarded by our partner universities, and we do the end-to-end, right from admissions on to lead generation, on to delivery, on to quality assurance, because all these universities trust us. So eventually, we are creating a system where we are delivering an excellent package, a higher education, master's or a doctorate of the highest quality to a working professional who gets to do that at 30% of the actual cost or less, even less, without compromising on your work, without compromising on your time, without compromising on travel. And they get to do that even through any smart device. I mean, we usually advise students to use the laptop for the best, sort of experience. However, you can also access it through a mobile phone.
Okay, so I have one question here. Usually, when you try to scale a online live learning experience, and we make it more and more flexible, sometimes the academic rigor can come down.
Yeah.
How do you ensure generally to make sure that at least a good proportion of the students are able to go through the rigor of that academic program as well? I mean, there could be some initiatives which you are trying to do, or it could be work in progress, but what has really worked for you to ensure that many of these folks, when they are trying to do a flexible program, they still can cope up to some level of the academic rigor and make sure they complete the modules and work towards assessments?
That's an interesting question. Okay, so what I have experienced is, look, if you look at the level of students that we have some absolute champions.
Okay.
We've got students right from a very low level or a junior level management trainee level person to a senior manager to a board level to an executive level. So that kind of range is quite wide. So you've also bought CEOs of large firms, and as I mentioned before, doctors, engineers, pilots, So these guys are really good in what they do. They are practitioners. However, when it comes to the academic aspect of research and writing, they need a certain kind of support. I mean, let's be honest, because you can't compare a resident student to a working professional, because they don't have the incentive to spend hours and hours in the library to study. So they need that kind of a support. I wouldn't go to an extent and call it hand-holding, but they need that kind of a support. Now, on one side, you have the quality assurance processes of universities and awarding bodies who are our partners that we go through. We can't compromise on any of those, because at the end of the day, quality is paramount. So we go through all these rigorous quality audits. So the question really is, as you were asking, Sumesh, how do you bring our students into that academic rigor? So what we generally have done is we've created a right mix of what we call as module kits, which would consist of the live interactive material along with what we would like to call as a andragogical kind of learning. So in learning, you have a pedagogy and andragogy. Pedagogy is mostly associated with a fresher. When you give a concept to a fresher, the knowledge is shared and disseminated, but then it's a fresh concept. We are falling on the ground due to gravity. So the person who understands that we are falling on the ground due to gravity gets it as a fresh concept. Andragogical is mostly reflective in nature. So if I tell you, Sumesh, we are falling on the ground because of gravity, and then you are able to relate to it because you have fallen on the ground before and you know the concept of gravity. So you are able to relate to it through examples. So for working professionals, we look at an andragogical idea of learning. So what we have created is real life scenarios, case studies, and all of that through a learning management system. On top of it, To support that, we've got a wider team of student engagement officers and course admins.
Great.
So that is what differentiates us, because then you get pastoral support and administrative support. So using these two domains, we are able to ensure that we provide a little bit of extra support for working professionals, keep them motivated, give them that needed extrinsic kind of motivation to ensure that they go through that academic way.
Yeah. So brilliant. So since it's live learning and online, so you did mention a lot about technology a couple of times when we are speaking here. Can you tell me a little bit in specific, what is your technology stack, right? And for operational purposes or for production, etc. So what is your technology stack today, and what are the core elements of that?
All right. So Sumesh, our technology, I would say our end-to-end, to cater to our end-to-end, we've a decade back, I think we created our own IT company, wherein we use that IT company as a resource center for the group, which is based in India right now. Okay, they call it Schneider IT. And using the IT, so it's a very advantageous kind of a scenario, idealistic scenario, because the business or the domain that we are in, we would constantly require add-ons and specifications.
So they keep developing.
So we keep them busy. They keep developing stuff for us. But then to give the specifics of the end-to-end of what we do, our technology starts from our CRM. That's where. So first of all, end-to-end is technology optimized. Everything is system oriented. So our work starts with the CRM, where we have our course advisors. Essentially, leads are generated through our CRM. So this CRM is created by our IT company. So leads are generated through the CRM. Inquiries are made through the CRM, and then the student gets admitted. Of course, with the help of marketing team, we generate leads. Once the student gets admitted, we have a learning management system that's been created by our IT itself. Again, it is optimized as per our requirements. So we have taken the best of everything. I'm proud to say that we have taken the best of everything. If you look at a Blackboard, or if you look at a Moodle, we have taken inspiration in terms of design and functionality from everything and used it fit for our purpose. So we don't follow essentially a plug and play model. We have a system optimized for us, but it has standard features of all the best learning management systems. So the CRM is integrated with our LMS, our learning management system. So as and when a student is admitted, student gets access to the learning management system. And in the learning management system, you have an integrated e-library, you have an integrated Microsoft Teams, which is the website that portal that we use for delivery, and the module kits are integrated into the learning management system. So when a student joins, all the student has to do is to log in with the username and password. They've got the fee details in there. They can pay the fee through the learning management system. They can access module kits, and they have class schedules. So when they click on the schedule, takes you to Microsoft Teams, Attender Plus. That's it. So everything is there in the learning management system. And then you give sort of support through our post-admin team and student engagement team, who are always in touch with students to ensure that the progression is kind of made in, because progression is paramount for us. We need to ensure retention and progression, because we have a monthly sort of intake system. So you can join with us anytime. For most 95% of our programs, you can join with us on a February in 2024, and you can complete an MBA from UK or US or Europe in February 2025.
Okay.
That's the system. You can do the same if you join in March or April. We get to complete it in the next March or April. So that's a kind of flexible system that we follow.
Yeah.
So that means our technology has to be spot on, and we rely a lot on our IT department to ensure that
very nice.
They set it up for us.
What are the new developments that you currently kind of see in the whole technology stack that you're building in, right?
Yeah. So Sumesh, we are proud to say that we have started, or we've brought in a game-changing sort of scenario for the higher education landscape. So what we've done is we've got into Gamified learning. Okay, so we've partnered with a game company based in India, and we have developed a fully gamified module for an MBA program, which is live now.
Okay.
So I'd like to request all the viewers to try it out for free. And it is live now, and we've done it in partnership with a professional development certificate. So we've done it. Anybody who does the gamification module will get an professional development certificate from a university in US. However, how it works is that so anyone can access a game,
Okay.
play the game in 4 levels, and those 4 levels are the 4 learning outcomes of a module.
Oh,
So you're playing the game, you get quizzes, you get to do flowcharts, you get to do real life scenarios in the game, and you are a player in the game. And eventually, when you finish the game or complete the game, you've completed the module. So what we're working on is sort of a game changer, because this has never been done in higher education.
true.
So
I've not heard.
yeah, so what we envision in the next 7 to 10 months is a fully gamified MBA program, first of its kind in the world, where a learner can log in and play the games as a player, do quizzes, do assessments, do activities at a higher education standard, at a master's level, without compromising on the quality. Of course, there's going to be certain add-on essay elements to it, but then 85% of it can be completed as a gamer. And then you can go into your research work. And essentially, you're looking at a full MBA program with about 70% of games and 30% of coursework. This is what we're trying to do.
Okay. So the next question, Vivek, has nothing to do with Exeed or let's say Westford. What do you do in your free time to wind down? How do you kind of make use of your free time?
So, like me personally.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have always been into sports. I've been a big sports enthusiast, and I have played a lot of sports. Until recently, I used to play football as well, but then I had an injury. I had a fracture, and so my wife gave me an ultimatum. It's either it's either me or football. So I weighed in my options. Eventually, I had to sacrifice football. But then, yeah, I'm a big, fitness exercise enthusiast and I play sports. So I do weight training, I do cycling, and I play squash. And eventually, everything is sports. I'm a big sports fan. Watch a lot of sports, and yeah, and then the usual reading and movies. That's what I do to unwind.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the whole initiative that Board Infinity is doing with Shaping Tomorrow is to give a strong viewpoint into the actual leaders in higher education and help the community which is around. And it's a very collaborative way in which folks can learn from other institutions how they're doing well, etc. Now, as part of that, I think my last question, and we'll wind up the podcast post that, is that this has been a grounds up built bootstrap venture by a couple of folks who came in from no academic background and set up an institute, right? And it's pretty similar to Board Infinity journey, that we came to solve the problem in the industry, and that's how we built it out. What do you think are maybe 1 or 2 key things where, let's say, if a team of folks who are passionate to change things in education and to build a good, let's say, institution in this space, need to take care of, and what can make them successful?
Yeah. It's a great question, Sumesh. From what I've seen, what I've experienced, I've experienced higher education in different countries, so to speak, and I've been a practitioner in different countries as well. So what I've seen is definitely there are two core, I would say, areas. So in this day and age, higher education, or so to speak, any domain is highly saturated. You can use the word saturated because there are so many universities, so many options for a student who is a consumer in the business sense to choose from.
Yeah.
So in terms of, just like any product or service, quality is something that matters in any day and age, right? So quality matters a lot. I have seen in institutions coming out with substandard, quality of substandard quality, degrees of substandard quality. When I say substandard, we've seen institutions coming out with degrees or with less credibility. I think that's really a no-no for any successful institution. I think quality is number one. The moment you strive for high quality programs from an academic perspective, that creates an enterprising that brings in enterprising opportunities for students, learners of any age. Our average age of our learner base is 40.
Okay.
40. So definitely you're looking at freshers, you're looking at, so any age, it doesn't matter. I feel quality definitely is important. Second is I would say innovation. So we've moved away from the brick and mortar model. So setting up a new institution with a traditional brick and mortar model, I think, is not for the future. As someone who's been fortunate enough to be in the mix of synchronous online and digital learning, which is the future, I would say creating innovative ways of learning and teaching and investing in it, and at the same time giving quality, are the two main areas of focus for the future. If you look at the next 10 years, I mean, we are thinking of developing, or we are in the midst of developing, a fully gamified MBA, which can be done with the use of a mobile phone. If you look at the next 10 years, the concept of mobile phone itself is going to change. People are not going to be interested in coming to a traditional brick and mortar model. I feel with the amount of information that's out there, even an 18-year-old would be ready to work or do a job that requires a certain amount of logic and executional practice. So in the next 10 or 15 years, everybody is going to want to work. There will be more work opportunities. So people will work and study at the same time. So the concept of working professional, that kind of line will be a blurry concept. You wouldn't have thing. Yeah. If you look at now, the amount of people who go as resident students in other countries are becoming less and less in several countries. I mean, people still do go to pursue further opportunities in other countries, but then the people who work and study are more. From where we started, now we have more than 3,000 active students who work and study from more than 60 countries. So that itself is a testament to that. So to answer your question, I would say in the next 10 years, you're looking at a huge change in technology, visibility. Many countries have started accepting our model. So the change in the traditional setup, brick and mortar setup, to the use of indigenous systems for delivery. So anybody who wants to get into academia and who wants to set up shop in academia, I would say it's a matter of creating quality programs, and it is also a matter of delivering those, finding out innovative ways to deliver those. So we live in the knowledge economy, so why not take the essence of knowledge economy and apply it to the concept of academy or education. So that is what we foresee in the next 10 or 15 years.
I think very interesting perspective. You are asking to focus on the fundamentals of reality and make sure it gets technology right.
Exactly.
and making sure you take care of the consumer preference, because they would not want to probably sit in a classroom all the time. Great, Vivek. So thank you so much for spending time. It was lovely to have you on Shaping Tomorrow by Affordability, and good luck with all the future endeavors, and especially with the gamified MBA that are going to come out. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sumesh, and I'd like to give a shout out to Board Infinity and you for coming over and having me on your podcast. And I'd like to wish the best for you and Board Infinity.
Thank you so much.
And your folks down in Mumbai
Yes.
and
Mumbai and Dubai.
and Dubai. Yeah, and I also feel we have a lot in common, and I also feel that we have a lot of opportunities to collaborate in future. And I wish you the best, and thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks, Vivek.
Thank you.